Good morning. Today is Saturday and it is day 20 of my 120-day challenge or journey or fitness focus, whatever you want to call it. And today's going to be kind of short and sweet. Last night I had the opportunity to share in a very uh, deep and meaningful moment in a friend's life in which he had a life celebration, a party in honor of his wife who had recently moved to heaven. And before she went, she let him know very clearly she didn't want a funeral. She didn't want the typical memorial kind of thing, that she was going to be partying and she wanted Mike to remember her as in a party. And so we had a party and he did just a phenomenal job. We had moments in which people were able to share their innermost thoughts and memories and nice things about Carol. And it was a touching moment and there was some emotion, and then we had a DJ and the posts with balloons on them and some Chick-fil-A food and some cake and just all kinds of stuff and a dance instructor. Now this was unique and it really was wonderful because he shared that for 4 years as something to build the relationship and an activity to do. They went to dance classes for ballroom dancing, and so they had this wonderful gentleman who came in and volunteered to teach some of us some basic swing steps. And I got my daughter out there, Savannah, and it made me think of back when I was in marching band at Eastern Michigan University, and there were three of us in the trombone section that really did our best, but we weren't the best marchers in the world. And I remember one time the band director stopped the band in the middle of practice, looked over at the three of us and said, "Hey, baby elephants, get in line." And I kind of felt like that last night, that I was the baby elephant on the floor, but we had a good time. And there was just a wonderful blend of the sadness that does occur when we're going to miss a loved one, and the celebration of life and the dancing and just a party atmosphere. I thought of Jesus as he was turning water into wine, and he was celebrating at that at wedding feast. We were able to celebrate at a celebration of life for someone who's now with Jesus. In the midst of that, the thing that hit me was that celebration is not to be reserved for after the grave. And so many of us as believers, we tend to push everything off either to the grave and beyond, or in hope of this soon coming return of Jesus in bodily form that many of us like to call the rapture. And as wonderful as it is to think about the future, the celebration is really today. Jesus came and he gave his life to free us from the bondage of sin and to free us to enjoy the abundant life in our lives now in the midst of the chaos of this world. We don't need to wait for heaven. We don't need to rush Jesus back to this earth. But what we need to do is we need to daily make the effort, make the decision to celebrate life. So that's what I wanted to say today. Let's pick it up today, and even if we're not in the best of circumstances or the best of situations, we have the freedom to choose to celebrate the abundance of life that we have in Christ. Have a great weekend.